So here we are. I'm outside of my place here, and it's late light time hours of a summer day, and I just laid down a whole bunch of stuff on Instagram on my stories, and I deleted a bunch of it because I know that my ex is watching that, and so I didn't want to put that up there because I know she doesn't watch this, so I'm not gonna go as deep. And I don't want to post stuff just for the sake of somebody seeing it, because that's been an issue in a relationship, is posting stuff. I don't even like calling her my ex yet. It doesn't feel comfortable yet. It feels like I'm not over the situation yet, even though all signs are pointing to it's time to move along. The heart is open. There's no possession, but there is a lack of communication, and that's a huge red flag for me when people can't communicate openly and honestly. There's been a lack of vulnerability. I shift to get very frustrated and angry, and I demand communication, and as I do that, she shuts down more and more. So I step back, I give space. I actually communicated with her that I need to block your accounts, not because I don't love you, but because I need to not be watching your content, because the content is all about her feelings, and it's very illusory and mysterious, and I don't know if these songs are directed at me because there's many different interpretations. So really on my Instagram, I'm always trying to talk about health for the most part. I work in health. I work in organic gut detox, nutrition, and other pillars of health, our relationships, our financial health, our emotional and spiritual well-being. So I'm more focused on nutritional health, I guess I would say, even though these other types of health I do talk about from time to time. On her account, it's always a lot of talk about her feelings, and it's like to an audience as though she's sharing it with a diary of people, if that makes sense, that she doesn't really know, looking for validation. We all want validation, absolutely. I mean, we all want to feel like we belong, that we have a purpose, and it's been difficult for me to handle this, to be honest. I've got a hard time handling this, and so I found jealousy and sadness, depression, anger, all these feelings come up in me, trying to hold on to somebody that wants to go and doesn't want to work with me to salvage the relationship. And a big part of me now is thinking, well, do I even really want this, or is my ego just wanting to hold on? She's pushed me away. It's been clear that she is kind of like over the situation, but not very clear, because we had a conversation where she said very little and didn't give me like clear language about what she wanted and how she wanted it. It was kind of like I had to guess and ask questions, and it was really a whole fandango. And I pride myself. I don't want to say pride. I don't want pride, but I honor myself as a adept communicator, even though I do get angry. Maybe my tone gets sharp. I'm East Coaster. I'm very open and direct with my communication. If I'm angry, you're gonna know I'm angry. If I'm sad, you're gonna know I'm sad. I don't mince words. I don't shut down. I always go right into it. So that's very different from our communication style. Hers is just like hide, run away, avoid, detach, evade, and that those two communication styles don't work well together at all. And that was a big problem, I think. I'm willing to hash things out. Like, I think it's important to have arguments over things and listen to each other. But there was a certain level of victim mindset where everything I did created a victim of her. And we have to all be like, we're not victims, but we also have to communicate with each other in a way that's effective. Now, communication styles may vary, but shutting down, I mean, I can hear myself right now trying to argue my point as to why I'm right. I don't want to be right. I want to understand. It's hard to understand anything when someone is not giving you responses and they're like hanging out with a special friend, some other guy, and you want to know and they don't want to tell you, and it's like, none of my business. I get it, but we just kind of separated, and like you want to stay friends, but you don't want to have a communication about what's going on in your life. So how can we be friends when we've only been lovers? I don't know. And this is something I'm just gonna have to face alone. It's something that's heavy in my heart, but I can release this at any time. And a lot of times people are able to release these feelings when they find someone else. But the problem with that is those problems, those traumas, those triggers, they all come right along into the new relationship with the new person. Now, that other person might be willing to take it or seem like they listen, or they're the person that you always wanted, of course, because it's always the novelty of shiny new things. And when you're in those getting to know a person stage in a relationship, everything seems copacetic right away. You see all the good, you don't see any of the bad. And then over time, things start to show where you're at with them. I know for her it's going to be difficult because she's still married to somebody, and being married is like, I don't know, it means different things to different people. Some people just don't really think anything of it. Like, yeah, we got married, we're not going to divorce, we're just going to stick together for the kids and not really be together. And there's financial support involved, like not being honest about finances, not being honest about anything, and just me feeling resentful because I'm open about everything. I'm just an open book, and I'm not a closed book, you know. So I wear my heart on my sleeve. Maybe moving forward, I'll be more protective of who I am and my energy. So this is a real vulnerable post for me. I might not even post this. I don't know if you guys have been through any similar situation like this. This is definitely not to degrade or put down somebody else. There's just differences in how people are. We're all culpable in every relationship we're in, and the communication is not just on one person, it's on both. So, and even when someone doesn't speak at all, they're still communicating to you. When someone doesn't respond, that's a response. Coming to learn that you're not always going to get closure. The closure is when you decide that it's been closed because someone's not willing to give you that clear, complete, articulate closure, or the statement of needs, and proposing a plan of how to efficiently, effectively, and affirmatively move forward. This takes work. Relationships take work, and it takes self-work too. So sometimes I think maybe she's doing that self-work. I pray she is. I pray everyone does. I'm doing it too right now, going through it. A lot of tears, a lot of frustration, a lot of wondering why, knowing the truth but not wanting to face it. But there's multiple truths and there's lots of different feelings. So that's where I am right now. I love her. I always will. I mean, just a deep, deep love, very deep. And there's a lot of pain right now. And it's time will heal all wounds in some capacity. Now, it might take more time than you hope. And I'm thinking about this from outside of myself, coaching myself through this. Do I really want to keep complaining about the things about her, or do I want to just start to heal the things inside of me? Because I would love to have conversations with her and figure out like how we can make this work. But my instinct, and I could be wrong, is that she's found somebody else and doesn't want to tell me, or she's thinking about someone else. I'm not saying that they're together right now, but she found someone else, and it made her realize that I'm not the person that she wants to be with. And so, who knows? I don't know. I can't make these assumptions. I can't read into anything that I'm not being told. But I think in the future, when I develop a relationship that's intimate with somebody, I want to take it slow, and I want to make sure that what we have is going to last, even if the relationship becomes, not to use the Gwen and Chris saying, but have a conscious uncoupling if it comes to that. All things change, everything's impermanent, all things are conditional, all relationships are conditional always. So that's it, y'all. Thanks for listening to this long rant. If you have any advice or feedback, please share it below. Blessings.